Hello, and welcome to the channel known as BEERANID. We've got some interesting news today. This is my first post. I guess I'll start it out with this. I got interested in 40K back in 2006. Me and my buddy at work, we would bring in books, and we had a lot of similar interests. So if I would bring in something, he would read some of it on his break, and if he brought something in, I would read some of it on my break. And one day he brought in a 40K book. I fell in love with the fluff, and he also introduced me to Space Hulk, and that sealed the deal. I love Gene Stealer cults. I love the Xenos of 40K, and Alpha Legion and stuff like that. So you'll probably see some of that on the channel, some of that love, bleeding through from the fluff. But on to today's actual topic. Fact is, we got some news today. There's been a new teaser released. It turns out that GW is updating Kill Team for 8th edition. And that confuses me. The fact is that we only recently had Shadow War Armageddon come out. And that was billed basically as the successor to Necromunda. Now, the thing about Necromunda is the rules are clunky as hell. They're not the best rule set. There's a lot of rolling and kind of weird things there, and the pinning thing is kind of weird. It's cool, but the thing about it that has made me have an interest ever since I first heard about it was the campaign, the Your Dudes aspect of it, and these small war bands and, going out. And so, as somebody who's always wanted to do, for example, the Inquisitor 28mm type thing, that was really just an interesting thing. So I was interested in Shadow War, but people don't play it. Nobody's playing it, right? And so that was billed as the Necromunda successor. But then, right away, GW releases the N17, the Necromunda update for 2017. And that confused me again. It was like, okay, I guess that Shadow War isn't the spiritual successor for Necromunda. It's basically a Necromunda where you can play it's like a kill team with different rules. You can bring your 40K army in a small squad and have a more Your Dudes aspect to it, which is cool. I don't know why people wouldn't just stay with the 7th edition kill team if they were playing that. But the thing about Necromunda, yes, it kind of confused me how they came out right away, but it was understandable. There was these beautiful miniatures coming out, and the updates, from those poor sculpts that were 20 years old, and just updates to it. And so it was understandable. But people don't play it. I want to play it. I want to play the new Necromunda. I like Gene Stealer cults. And ever since I heard that they were going to be out in White Dwarf, I was waiting for my copy to come. I got it finally. I've had it a little over a week now, and I can't find a game. People don't play. I live in Los Angeles. I live right between two pretty decent game stores. And every week, or every month at least, there are dedicated multiple days to 40K, depending on what they have going on. And it's to the point basically where I think I am going to have to be an arbiter and start my own campaign and find players, make a Facebook page, advertise for all this stuff. And the thing about it is, it's just the models are selling because people are converting them or building them because they're awesome looking. Going back to that Inquisitor 28mm, you see a lot of that on the Facebook groups. They're beautiful models, and people are building that for their small narrative groups that they're playing a more D&D type of game. Everything is basically house ruled, or they're just building plainly for the aesthetic and their own headcanon. So the models are selling, and I wonder if that maybe gave GW a false sense of success in a way for these skirmish games. So now we get 8th edition Kill Team. I wanted to play it in 7th. And the fact of the matter is when Shadow War came out, yes, I thought, okay, maybe that's the way to do it. Maybe I'll just, this is going to be the new way to do kill teams for this next edition that was coming out. But this effectively kills Shadow War Armageddon. I cannot see why there would be any reason for somebody who is saying, oh, I'm going to start an army today for these kill team, one of these little skirmish games, to go back to Shadow War. And so it just seems like kind of like poor marketing, doesn't it? I mean, doesn't the new kill team basically do everything Shadow War would do with a probably much better rule set? Getting rid of those templates and all that pinning and, all that weird stuff. So I think that this is the death of Shadow War, and it makes me feel kind of bad for the people that did buy into this and the people that are trying to get into that, because we still don't even have the full Necromunda rules. You see, it's like they're competing with themselves twice. We still don't even have the full Necromunda rules. The same day that this Necromunda thing is dropping, this teaser, we get the teaser for the Van Saar group. And so we still don't have all the rules. We still don't, there's been the legacy rules released for Necromunda, but the fact of the matter is it still left out things like enforcers, and there's some things that people are saying needs an FAQ, which I think, we did get recently, but I haven't been able to play it. In fact, not only are the people not playing at the game stores next to me, I called the store in Glendale, the GW store, Games Workshop. It sounded like they've never had a game of Necromunda there. There's a list with 2 people on it that's a maybe list, that maybe they might be interested in having a game. And 2 people are on the list. They still haven't played each other. He tried to sell me into Shadow War, or not Shadow War, Shadespire. He said that there's been a few games of Shadespire. And so my question to you is, what do you think of this? Is this the death of Shadow War? Are you playing these skirmish games? Do you think that this is good marketing to be coming out on the tail of 2 recent skirmish games, one of them not even a fully realized product yet, and now they're dumping this down? And doesn't that make you feel bad for the people that had bought into Shadow War Armageddon, bought the rule books and all that stuff, to never have a game and then now have it be completely obsolete? So what are your thoughts? And Rant Over, welcome to the channel.